everyone, so today we're going to talk about genetic developmental networks. First, we need to talk about what a developmental network is. When written out, the network is a visual outline of the relationships between genes in a developing system. Gene products produced earlier in the chain affect genes later in the chain by repressing or stimulating their transcription. This leads to a regulation of gene expression and determines which genes are activated in various areas around the body. So to better understand a genetic developmental network, let's use an analogy to one of my favorite shows, Psych. Let me start off by saying that the show is in no way related to Legos, but I found the Legos cute representations of the characters, so here we are. First off, we have Sean and Gus. Together they run a psychic detective agency where Sean pretends to be psychic and together they solve crimes. Next we have Detective Lassiter and Detective O'Hara. They are real detectives and hire Sean as a consultant. This pineapple with the yin-yang symbol incorporated into it represents the show's biggest serial killer, Yang. Each character is going to represent a gene in the developmental network. So if you've seen the show, you'll understand the reasoning behind this, but the Juliet gene product inhibits Lassiter from being transcribed. Lassiter's gene product inhibits Gus from being transcribed, and Gus's gene product promotes the transcription of Sean's gene. Sean inhibits, or stops, Yang. What if everything isn't functional? For example, let's say Juliet isn't there. Without Juliet to inhibit Lassiter, Lassie will inhibit the transcription of Gus. Without Gus's gene product, Sean will not be initiated. And without Sean, Yang is not stopped and gets away. Let's do another example. Let's say we remove Gus. Without Gus, even with the presence of Juliet inhibiting Lassiter, Sean is never promoted. This means that Sean was never initiated to stop Yang, so Yang gets away. What if we have multiple mutations? For example, let's lose Juliet and Gus. Removing Juliet would mean there's no one to repress the Lassiter gene from being transcribed. Lassiter goes on to inhibit Gus, but Gus isn't there, so Lassiter is kind of irrelevant in the chain right now. Without Gus to initiate the transcription of the Sean gene, Yang is not stopped and gets away. Is there any mutated pathway that leads to stopping Yang? Let's do another double mutation and remove both Juliet and Lassiter. Juliet's role was to inhibit Lassiter from inhibiting Gus. Without them, there's nothing to inhibit Gus, so Gus promotes Sean, and Sean stops Yang. Well, that's that. Thank you for watching.